I'm using is from a Butterick pattern. It's pattern number 6991. It's actually not supposed to be a bodice. It's supposed to be the lining for a strapless dress that could be like T-length or full length. But I'm just using the bodice from it because with patterns you can just do whatever the hell you want to. So I've lined up all the pattern pieces on here. So you're also going to need boning in addition to everything that you have to make your corset or your top or whatever it is that you're making. There are several different kinds of boning, and I don't want you to be overwhelmed when you select it. So here's a pretty basic rundown of what is available. This is plastic boning. It's like a zillion yards of it. I don't really remember how, like 25 yards or something. I got it for $20. I just Googled for it. I was Google shopping and I found it. And it comes, plastic boning comes in plastic boning and in plastic boning inside of a casing, which is what I have here. It's already in a casing. So I don't have to worry about trying to wrap this or make sure that it doesn't poke out at me. It's already done for me. Super, super simple. The other kind of boning is called steel boning, and it's really used for like a true corsetry work. This is going to hold in your ribs, it's going to squeeze your body fat, it's going to hold you in even when you're breathing. It's pretty intense. I'm not ever going to work with it, I don't think. All the pieces that I used, it's really just 4 pieces that I made, but 3 of them are double cuts, and then the center was cut on fold. So you dole them out this way, and everywhere you see a space between 2 pieces, you're going to make a seam, but you need to make sure that you leave an inch of seam allowance. Listen to me very carefully. You need to leave an inch of seam allowance. An inch, not half an inch, not a centimeter, not 3 centimeters, not 3/4 of an inch. Leave an inch of seam allowance. If you're using this tutorial for boning, leave an inch of seam allowance. I can't make that any more clear. I don't mean to be really pushy and annoying, but leave an inch. Here it is. Okay, so I've put all of my pieces together. I have the shell of my bodice. You can see it's going to fit like this, and it'll wrap around, and I'll put, you can either put some kind of drawstring system, or you can put a zipper, you can put hook and eyes, however you want to do it. Okay. But when you turn it to the back, you can see that I have left an inch of seam allowance, and it just kind of juts out. What I'm going to do is go to every seam, and I'll seam all the way down on the outside, and I'll seam off the bottom. Then I'm going to put my boning on the inside, and then I'll seal it. So let me make a case, and then I'll show you what I mean about the boning. Now this has been sewn into a case. You can see my original seam goes all the way down. I've ended it here, and then I came all the way back up. So there's just an empty channel. Push it all the way through as far as it'll go till it hits that ending that we've made here. Then sew the top here. You can see that there's extra fabric above the boning. And now that it is sealed within the casing, the last step to do is to flatten it out and keep it there. No one wants to be poked in the side all night with this thing sticking out. You tuck it to the side, either side, it really doesn't matter, and you seam down the edge. Now we have one complete channel of boning. I'm going to go ahead and do that to the rest of these channels, and then I'll show you what it looks like. So, okay, I'm all done with all of my boning, and I've sealed off all of my channels. I worked with brocade fabric, which gets very, 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 very frayed. So excuse the mess. But here's the back side. Here's how it looks from the front. Very polished and beautiful. So I would clean this top up by adding a liner. So all this would be inside of the seam. And then in the back, I would add a zipper. And ta-da! There you go, your very first corset. You can easily finish your edges by putting some kind of binding and sewing it down. And of course, this is a very classic corset look to sew down the channels also. All this is just pinned in place, but I'm gonna go ahead and sew down it and add a zipper, and I'll show you how it looks. Tag me in all of your photos on Instagram at @happies_atelier. I can't wait to see everything that you make. Thank you for watching this video. Comments, questions, everything in the comment section below, and I'll answer you. I can't wait to see everything you come up with.